Today we are going to be talking about Ben and Mahogany. While we all know that David is the undisputed king of simpage, Ben does give him a run for his money. They both seem to be really into dating imaginary people. I guess real people just aren't cutting it for them. Now, I had no problem with David because he didn't have any kids, so he's only really hurting himself by giving $100,000 to some woman who doesn't even care about him at all. But Ben has an ex-wife and 3 children who he has to drag through all this nonsense. Also, there is a nearly 30-year age difference between he and his quote-unquote girlfriend, Mahogany. Also, get ready to hear the name Mahogany about 500 times because this dude is obsessed with saying her name. Like, I've never seen anything like it. He says her name every 5 seconds.
Mahogany.
Her name is Mahogany.
My girlfriend's name is Mahogany. It honestly feels like Mahogany is my soulmate.
I guess it's 3 months now. But, I mean, the level that I'm at with her right now, I've never been with anyone before. She's a little younger than I am.
How much is a little?
So she just turned 24.
She's just a little bit younger than me, you know? Only like 3 decades younger. Also, I hate the fact that he says he's never been on this level with someone before. Like, dude, what the hell were you saying to your wife that you had 3 kids with? He feels more connected to an imaginary person that he's only spoken on the phone with twice than he did with his wife, who he spent, 20 years with.
Have you talked to her on the phone yet?
Yeah, twice.
Twice?
Yeah.
What about video chat?
No. There's a good reason for that.
Let me guess, her camera is broken or some shit like that.
So she's just very shy. And she just doesn't like video chatting. And I understand that.
So she won't video chat with you. She'll barely even talk to you on the phone. Let me guess, though, she's asking you for money. You know that's the next thing he's about to say.
But I insisted that she send me like a video, at least a video.
Can we see it?
Yes.
All right, let's see this video.
We need to see this video.
Okay.
It's so funny watching his friends' reactions because they know that he's full of shit and he knows that he's full of shit and he knows the whole situation is full of shit, but he's willing to believe it anyway. So yeah, let's see this video she sent him.
Hola, buenas noches. Es Mahogany. Por aquí, it's Mahogany.
There you go. See, she's real. What did I tell you? That was like 2 seconds long. She didn't use his name at all, and she looked like a CGI composite. She probably sent that video to so many different guys that are in the exact same situation as him.
Has she ever asked for any money?
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Oh, no.
I love the collective oh no from all his friends. It's like, come on, dude. I'm sorry, but it is incredibly sad that in his mind, he has a stronger connection to this person than he did to the mother of his children. I'm not saying that you can't find love ever again, but he's saying that he's never had a connection like this and he's never felt this way about anyone. But what the hell were you saying to your wife, dude? Like, what did you say to her? Also, this guy has been catfished before already, and I'm sure he said the same exact shit to that person as well.
She asked for a loan, which is different.
A loan is money. She asked you for a loan?
So did you give it to her?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, no.
Ben, I think you're being scammed.
Hey, you know what? I just don't think you understand the spiritual connection that we have. And sometimes spiritual connections cost a lot of money. She loves me for who I am, which is a person that gives her money. She doesn't care about how much money I have. She only cares that I give it to her.
I really haven't told anyone. I have been catfished before. And it took me several weeks to figure out the person I was talking to was actually a man that was texting me from Africa.
All right, I'm sorry, but that is embarrassing. I would probably just give up on trying to find love online if that happened to me once. Also, this guy is very religious, and he thinks all of this is part of God's plan for him, so I guess God wanted him to fall in love with some dude from Africa. By the way, I really don't mind if people think that God has a plan for them. It's just the fact of what he thinks the plan is. It makes no sense at all. So God wants you to get scammed by some dude and then send a bunch of money to someone your daughter's age who you're trying to hook up with. That sounds great.
It really hurt me, actually. But I know that's not the case with Mahogany because we just keep connecting every single day deeper and deeper, and you can't fake that.
Well, I'm sure you said the same thing about the guy from Africa. So next, we're going to see how Ben's family reacts to all this.
This family has definitely had its ups and downs in the last 6 years or so.
And it's time to have another down. So I've been talking to this dude named Mahogany, and I sent him $1,000.
The last 3 months or so, I've fallen in love with a woman. Her name is Mahogany. She's in Peru.
Does she speak English?
She speaks a little English. She speaks better English than I speak Spanish.
She speaks a little bit of English, but she's really good at asking for money. Like, she's able to speak that in very clear English. I'm not sure why.
And she's 24 years old. Her name is Mahogany. Mahogany.
His kids look absolutely disgusted, and I definitely understand why. It must be really tough to deal with to see your parents divorce and then your dad run around dating imaginary people.
We have kind of connected on a very spiritual level where we're planning a future together.
I'm sure you are, Ben. I'm sure you are.
How did you even meet her?
I met her on social media.
How the hell else are you gonna meet someone online? I don't think it's weird to meet people online or to even fall in love with someone that you've been talking to online. I think it's weird to fall in love with people who don't exist.
I'm going down there for 3 weeks and we're going to just explore who she is in person rather than just online.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of things you want to explore. Definitely do that.
I realize this is,
Creepy, strange, desperate, bizarre, ridiculous. Sure, all of those.
this is weird. But the decisions I'm making now are based on what I think is God's plan for me.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I just don't buy that for a second. If this really is God's plan for you, I think he's just trolling you for fun or something, I don't know. Again, I don't mind if anyone thinks that God has a plan for them. I just think in this case, it's an excuse and he's only acting out of selfish reasons and for whatever he wants in this specific moment. Also, I guess God's plan was for him to go on 90 Day Fiancé too.
I mean, do you think I would want to have this reputation? Fall in love with someone that young? Like, that is not...
Well, it's not the first time.
Oh shit.
1 year after my divorce, I began dating my ex, who was 18 years younger than me.
I wish people could just admit when they're trying to hook up with someone way younger than them and way out of their league instead of saying all this shit about God's plan and spiritual connections. It's like, no, dude, you're just horny.
It ended badly, and I promised my kids I would not make that mistake again.
So he showed up here today to tell his kids that he has made the same mistake. But not just that, he wanted to make it very clear that her name is Mahogany.
Her name is Mahogany.
When I talk to a woman, as soon as I talk about Jesus as my savior and I'm not interested in a sexual relationship until after marriage, that usually is something that will turn them off.
The thing is, if you're only trying to scam someone and just keep them on the hook as long as possible and get as much money out of them as you can, then this is like a golden ticket right here. She's like, oh, great. Same here. Yeah, of course.
She has a love for the Lord, as do I. She has known Jesus for years and has given us so much to talk about.
Do you know how easy it is for her or whoever the person is that's pretending to be Ben's girlfriend to just say whatever he wants to hear? Anyway, moving on now. Ben tries to fly down to Peru to meet her, but he ends up getting some bad news at the airport.
I have been catfished before, and my friends and family don't even think Mahogany is real. But I feel confident about it because I believe in the love that we have.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Mahogany. I have such a freedom with Mahogany that I've never had in my past.
What the hell are you talking about? You've never even met this person yet. How do you know what kind of freedom you have? At this point, he's just rearranging random words and sentences and throwing Mahogany somewhere in there and then calling it a day. I have never had a connection with someone like Mahogany, and I have so much freedom with Mahogany, and I feel so close to Mahogany, and I just talk to Mahogany all day long. Mahogany, Mahogany, Mahogany. I feel like he's about to lose the capability to say anything but Mahogany. He's going to be like Hodor, but with Mahogany.
Everything that I've been through, I can completely be honest with her.
Honest with who? Who are we talking about again here? I forget her name.
Super excited to be able to see Mahogany. It's going to be happening within hours now. We're getting closer and closer. So, haven't heard much from her today. Just not a lot of communication, but I know it's going to be great.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it'll be great. She hasn't said a single thing to you on the day that you're traveling down there.
Just got a text.
Is that from Mahogany?
Yes. It's not very encouraging. She's saying her dad doesn't trust my intentions and is not wanting me to come.
Oh wow, it's a good thing she told this to you after you've already bought tickets and are literally sitting in the airport to leave to go see her. If she cared about you, even just a little bit, she would have let you know in advance.
I'm absolutely speechless. I don't even know what to think.
Really, dude? You don't know? You've already been catfished before. You've been through something like this.
Because this actually isn't the first time that I've tried to meet Mahogany. About a month ago, I was going to fly down for her birthday. We were both super excited, and we were counting down the days, even the hours.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you were. I'm sure you both were. I'm sure she was texting you constantly, counting down the days, and yeah, I'm sure all of that was happening. Be careful, Ben. You're starting to approach David's levels of desperation.
But only 3 days away from taking off, she called and said that I couldn't come because she wanted me to meet her parents, and her parents were away.
Whoa, hold on. So before she didn't want you to come because you wouldn't have been able to meet her parents, and now she doesn't want you to come because her dad doesn't trust you? She could just keep going back and forth between those excuses every single time that you try to fly down. But guess what? He flies down anyway, of course.
I've been texting Mahogany since I got off the plane, but she still hasn't responded. But I'm hoping Mahogany's phone is just off and she's waiting for me where we agreed to meet.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you guys have such a strong spiritual connection. So as soon as the day comes where you guys are supposed to meet, she decides to turn off her phone and ignore you the whole time? What?
The plan was to meet her outside by the taxis, so that's where I'm headed.
Why do I get the feeling he's just going to be running around outside yelling, Mahogany! Mahogany! Where are you, Mahogany?
I just thought that she was gonna come, and I guess not. It just sucks. And I don't think it's that much to ask just to, show up. I just feel foolish and stupid.
That's the first sane thing you've said this entire time. Maybe you're starting to get it there, Ben. So obviously and unsurprisingly, Mahogany does not meet him at the airport, so he goes to the hotel alone. And then he sends her like 50,000 texts and writes a creepy love poem about like a runaway train or some shit like that. But Ben still does not give up hope. He asks if she wants to meet him at a restaurant for dinner, and finally she actually responds when he's on his way to the restaurant, and she says, "Oh, sorry, it's too far, I can't make it." No explanation as to why she wasn't at the airport, no response to his creepy poem. She just says, "Nope, I can't make it." And then something similar to the David and Lana situation happened. If I had to guess, I would think that TLC paid her to show up, or paid someone to pretend to be Mahogany and show up.
It's like, here we are again, right?
Hola, buenas noches, ¿qué tal?
Hola.
Mahogany?
¿Desea algo de beber?
So finally, after a long time of waiting, Mahogany actually does show up, or at least someone that vaguely knows who Ben is.
Mahogany. Her name is Mahogany.
Mahogany?
Oh.
You are real?
Oh my God.
I think at this point, even he is surprised that she's real.
I am so relieved that Mahogany is a woman.
Wow,
I am in
what?
shock.
Really?
I'm still in shock.
Are you shocked?
Yes, I'm in shock.
Why?
Because I've waited a long time to see you.
I love how he's all excited the second she shows up. He's not like, "Hey, why weren't you at the airport? Why did you ignore all my texts? You didn't even respond to my creepy love poem, babe."
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Lo siento por ayer. Me sentí mal. No fue fácil.
No explanation whatsoever, but he doesn't care. He doesn't give a shit. Mahogany is finally here, and he can look Mahogany in the eyes and say, "Hey, Mahogany, I love you, Mahogany."
It's all okay.
Thank you.
No apologies for anything. So do you like me to call you Mahogany or Mahogany?
No, Mahogany.
Mahogany.
Yes.
Mahogany.
It's okay.
Okay.
I like that.
Now, would you like me to call you Mahogany? Or I can even call you Mahogany. Or perhaps even Mahogany. I also like Mahogany.
Why do you love me? Why?
Questioned.
Yeah.
Creo que tienes un corazón enorme.
Aw.
No,
De
it's not
verdad.
sweet. It's not sweet.
Okay.
It's true.
So their dinner is pretty uneventful. They have absolutely no chemistry whatsoever. And then he gets up and there's a really awkward moment at the end.
Puedo ver que sus sentimientos de él son mucho más fuertes y que él se está tomando las cosas mucho más en serias que yo.
Yeah, he thinks you guys are in love and that you're going to get married at some point, but she has a completely different opinion and different view on what's happening. So, like, what were their conversations about?
I want to hug you first.
What?
I want to hug you first
Okay.
and say goodbye because I'm not going to be able to see you until tomorrow. But I love you so much.
Oh man, this is so uncomfortable. You can tell she's just trying to get away. Like, she has no interest in this guy at all.
You are an amazing person. Amazing.
Thank you. You too.
I love you. All right.
The messed up thing is, Ben probably considers this a success. Like, he thinks this went well in his mind. She didn't show any interest in you whatsoever, dude. She didn't say, "I love you" back. She just got in that car and got the hell out of there.
I definitely still see her as my future wife.
Of course you do. You're insane. And somehow, believe it or not, this only gets weirder and weirder from here. The next day, Ben meets some of her friends, and apparently Mahogany told them that they weren't even together as a couple. She was probably just like, "Look, there's some old dude in America that sends me money. He's gonna be here for like a week following me around, and then you won't have to worry about him again." So naturally, because this has all gone so well, the next step is for Ben to meet her parents. So Mahogany invites Ben over to her apartment, which is clearly just some Airbnb she rented. There's no pictures of her anywhere. She doesn't even know where anything is in her own apartment. I think she is so freaked out by Ben that she doesn't even want him to know where she lives.
Me parece muy exagerado eso, que en 3 meses él esté enamorado, como dice. Me surge alguna dudas, ¿no? La diferencia de edades es abismal.
I love his use of the word abysmal. It's not just a big age difference, it's an abysmal age difference. I mean, come on, who in their right mind wants their 22-year-old daughter to get married to someone 30 years older than them?
Mahogany también es madura.
Sí, es bastante madura. A pesar de la edad que ella tiene, 22 años.
22?
You don't know my age?
I thought you were 24.
Yeah, she's very mature. She's so mature that she lied about her age to seem even more mature. This is the weirdest situation I've ever seen. They're in some random Airbnb. This woman clearly has no interest in him whatsoever. I think she just wanted money or to be on the show or something. He says that she's mature for her age, but she lied about pretty much everything, and he also says he's in love with her, yet their relationship is being held together by a thread. He was talking about marriage and kids and starting a family and all this shit, and then he gets down here and she's like, I'm not your girlfriend. What the hell are you talking about, dude? Any normal person would have given up by this point, but Ben does not give up so easy.
Mahogany. I am 100% positive that she told me when I first met her she was 23. And when I was wishing her a happy 24th birthday, she never denied it. There was definitely more than a miscommunication on this one.
Something doesn't quite add up here. Good thing Detective Ben is on the case. Dude, at this point, her lying about her age should probably be the least of your concerns. I mean, she told you she lived with her parents, then took you to some random Airbnb and said it was her apartment.
This is definitely not how I expected the night to go. The house isn't her house, definitely. No photos of her anywhere. And then I find out she's 22. I've got a daughter who's 22, so...
Oh, yeah, because 24 is so much better. So you'd think after all of this, Ben might call it quits, but nope. They go on a little vacation together, and after a 2-hour silent car ride, they're at their destination. They go on a nice romantic getaway to the desert, and I'm pretty sure most people thought it was a father and daughter. But then the unthinkable happens. Mahogany completely turns the tables and starts asking Ben all sorts of questions and saying that she doesn't trust what he's been saying all along. It's pretty astounding.
What changed from when we were texting and getting so close? Because when I found out that we were just friends and we were not boyfriend and girlfriend, it really hurt.
What changed is that you actually showed up. I think she felt comfortable saying all this stuff because she didn't think you'd actually show up here and she just wanted money from you, which, you know, that worked for a while. And then I think she was like, you know what, well, at least I could be on the show. I could get some money out of it. I might be able to go on Cameo or something like that. But now I just have to deal with this Ben guy first.
Porque tú nunca dijiste vamos a ser novios.
So I was saying that we were gonna have a family and that I was in love with you.
Yeah, and I was all like, dude, you're out of your mind. I'm 22 years old. Did you miss that part?
And so I just assumed.
Pero para mí eso era prácticamente solo texto. Para mí es normal. Antes de empezar una relación, te habla de ello. Pero Benjamin asumió, estábamos más que en una relación.
So I think she definitely did lead him on just because she wanted him to send her money, which he did. But this is just so embarrassing at this point. Imagine telling your ex-wife and kids that you're in love and it's all romantic and all these wonderful feelings, and you fly down to see her and she's like, dude, we're not even in a relationship. But not only that, she didn't show up to the airport. She lied to you about virtually everything. She took money from you, and now she's sitting here questioning you. Ben, come on, man. She didn't even respond to your creepy love poem about the train or whatever.
Respóndeme algo. ¿Alguna vez has salido con alguien de 20 y tantos años en tu vida?
After my divorce, I dated someone who was 27 years old for 3 years, and we were going to get married, but when it came down to it, she did not accept my children.
Why do I feel like he's leaving a lot of details out? Dude, you were already telling Mahogany that she's your soulmate and you want to get married to her, yet you have no idea if she's going to accept your kids yet or not.
Es muy extraño porque primero me dijiste que tu primera esposa no funcionó porque la religión fue la culpable. Me dices que saliste con una chica de 27 años, pero que ella no aceptó a tus hijos. Entonces Benjamin es perfecto y no hace absolutamente nada.
Boom. How does it feel to get roasted by Mahogany, Ben? Mahogany just roasted your ass. You know, putting aside all the lies that she's told him, this is actually a really good point. It seems like he never actually takes any responsibility for the mistakes he's made or the reasons that his relationships in the past haven't worked out. Like, he never stopped to think, hey, maybe it's a little weird to abandon my kids to run around the world chasing 22-year-olds as part of God's plan.
I feel like I don't have to defend my past because it's behind me now.
Oh, great. So if you ask her about why she lied about so many different things, she can just say, oh, it's in the past, so why do I have to defend that?
He encontrado algunas cosas ahora que no concuerdan.
Wow, imagine being in his position after everything that has happened, and she's trying to tell you there's things about you that don't add up. What an emotional roller coaster this has been for Ben. Well, you know what? At least Mahogany wasn't a dude. Well, anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this one. As usual, I want to remind you that I do have a Discord if anyone is interested in joining. Also, for those who are supporters on Patreon, keep an eye out for part 2 of Mike and Jimena, which will only be on Patreon. That won't be on the channel at all. So yeah, I just want to say thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.
Mahogany.